What's up, YouTube? Back in the shop again, working on 17 Ranger, getting ready to do the front A-arm bushings. In the last video, you guys see us tear it all apart and fought with these two bolts on the driver's side. Yeah, that's junk. Those bushings just wore out, but the bolt came out of it. So got a couple of new bolts. And two top long bolts, because they were this one obviously is junk and the other one was rusted pretty bad. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull the bushings out, clean up in the rods on both these, pull these bushings out as well, and put new bushings and sleeves in there. I'll grease these, and I'll take one of the grease certs, put it in here because I don't have a grease cert for this. I'll go ahead and probably take one of these to work and match it up with a grease cert to work there. Get a grease cert for it so I can grease it. But yeah, good news on the front end is the rack seems to be in really good shape because it has held them outer tie rods up like that for the whole time this has been apart, which is nice because that means there's no play in them joints. I mean, they're not like they're seized or anything, they're really fluent. So I mean, it's just a really nice tight rack pinion. If I'm not mistaken, this rack's been replaced before, actually. I don't think it's that horribly old. I have to look back on our service records. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw you guys up on a little tripod and you guys can watch me tear these apart. Alright guys, I got all the old bushings here out. Got the tubes cleaned up with brake clean. Yep, pretty much ruined that rag, but got it cleaned up with brake clean. Got the new sleeves in, greased them all up. I'm using Lucas. What is it? Yeah, red and tacky. I like that stuff. I used to use the Polaris all season, but I mean, it's good grease, but the red and tacky stays around longer than the Polaris all season. I use the Polaris all season in my Ace though, because if I ever do bushings in it, I'll take all apart and clean all the bushings out and then reuse with red and tacky, but I don't really want to mix the two. I'm probably gonna go ahead and knock the wheel bearings in. That'll be fun. I'll probably just do that on the floor. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I need to get two or three grease zerks for it. So I've got the one that's still in the grease gun. I need to take it and match it up, like I said earlier. So I gotta get a couple grease zerks. I'll probably go ahead and pull the shock bushings out and just grease up the sleeve just so it doesn't squeak. Then I'll probably hang the A-arms back on. I will probably get the new axles, put the new axles in, never sees all the bolts, never sees the end of the axles, just never sees the spray, never sees. I got plenty of spray, never sees. Spray never sees everything, and just pretty much get everything. I want to be able to take this apart if I ever have to. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then I'll put the front end back together. We'll get the front end back together. Then maybe today we'll work on taking this box off. And yeah, we'll take this box off and then we'll go ahead and work on disassembling the rear and see what we need there. I'm still waiting on my engine oil to come in. I ordered some Shapers 550. I've had pretty good luck with that in the Ace also, so we're gonna run it in this. Yeah, I could just put Polaris in it, but I like Shapers a little better. They took some stuff out of the Polaris oil to make it road legal for their slingshots and motorcycles and whatnot. Way back when it was really good oil, but I don't know, they got the improved formula, so I don't know, in the extreme. So it's probably pretty good oil, but I still like Shapers. So anyways, then we're gonna go ahead and do the transmission and front diff. I don't have the fluids, but I will get the fluids to do those. But yeah, I've got the outer bushings, sleeves and bushings for those. Yeah, they're all right there. So that was a whole bushing kit. So all the bushings in this will be new with heavy duty bushings. We have the aftermarket wheel bearings. If I have a grease zerk or a grease fitting for those, I'll go ahead and grease up those wheel bearings a little more. And yeah, I'll get my needle out, I might grease up in these boots too, to grease them joints. So yeah, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and probably cut you guys over to me putting on the I might run to town and use the press them wheel bearings in. So yeah, we'll cut you guys back on when that's done and we'll start putting the front end together. All right guys, got the wheel bearings pressed in for both hubs on each side. Went ahead and never seized up the axles. Got both the front axles in. Now I'm just back here. I also did run to town and pick up new grease fittings. So yeah, we have new grease fittings. I got the two new long bolts, two new side bolts, because this one had a bunch of rust. Pretty bad rusting on the threads there. Yeah, I don't like it when they start getting thin. These just are dirty threads, they're not horrible. So yeah, got a bunch of new nuts. And yeah, so we got the two long bolts. Gonna go ahead and use some of this C&H Case New Holland original parts iron guard anti-seize. There's part number. This stuff is spray anti-seize. You can get this stuff at like Napa too. I just like this is gold anti-seize. This stuff's pretty nice. I like to soak all my bolts down because, you know, in the previous video we had to use their hammer to pull these bolts out. If you get a good coating of that stuff, the bolts will not stick in the sleeves. That is what I'm trying to prevent. So that's my plan. And the same way with why I put it on the axles, so they'll come out of the differential if I ever have to place an axle, and they'll come off the hub. And never seize in that situation is your friend, especially on one of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and never seize all these up, get a mess of my hand. Then I'm gonna go to the front, start hanging arms. So yeah, we'll get started. Yeah, I just fought taking this off the hub. Yeah, it was on there from the old bearing, so now put it back together. Maybe. Well, you can see the front end's back on. I got both sides done. All the joints greased, all the thing, bolts never seized, everything's done, except for one problem, is I forgot that like 3 of these lug studs are roached. So I'm gonna go ahead and buzz the 215s out of this caliper, these 215mm head bolts. And these aren't tight, I haven't torqued them or nothing. I'll go ahead and take this off, heat up the bolts on the back here for the brake discs, buzz them out, knock out the studs that need replaced, and then I'll replace them. I may just replace all of them. That one doesn't seem too bad, so it all depends. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buzz that off, do that, and then this part of the front end, once I get that done, should be done. One thing I did notice while I'm putting it back together is this. It's pretty loose, and it just happens to be the splines on the front shaft. So what I'll probably end up doing is getting a couple set screws, popping the front diff. I'll either disassemble this, pop the front diff out, and pull the shaft completely out. And I will go ahead and drill and tap set screws, and then put them in for Loctite to lock that up. Doing that takes away the rock, which takes away the noise if you have noise. A lot of this could be solved if somebody wanted to put a new diff in this and a drive shaft. Would be about the best way to fix that at this point, but this isn't too bad, so I'll probably end up giving a roll pin punch, knocking the roll pin out, get a new roll pin. Sometimes you can fix a lot of that play with a new roll pin, but with this one, I doubt that's going to be the case. I'll have to do the old set screws, and so I'll just drill and tap the shaft for set screws, put the set screws in, Loctite them in, put the new roll pin in, and that'll eliminate a lot of that play and a lot of that noise. Went ahead and greased the shock bushings because they tend to make noise. This machine most likely probably needs shocks. It's not going to get them right now, but it'll just have to be all right for that right now. I went ahead and mounted the shocks back in the outer position again because this is running a 27-inch tall tire, I believe, a Harvester. Yeah, 27, 10, 14, all the way around it. Same size tire that I'm running on the Ace, I believe. Yeah, should be. Same tire I'm running on the Ace. But yeah, that is what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I was talking about tearing the rear end apart in this video. It's getting kind of late, and I've had to run around getting some parts and whatnot for this thing, so I won't be able to do the lug nut studs probably till Monday. I may go ahead and pull the box off in this video, and just, if depends on my mood, I might tear the rear end apart, and I might not. Kind of depends. So we'll see how far we get. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear the front hub back off and fix that brake. I went ahead and got it, all the studs pulled out. Were pretty bad. This one, definitely, it was just roached. Yeah, that's junk. So I'm gonna get 3 more of those, or 3 lug studs Monday, and possibly a set of another lug nuts, just standard lug nuts, because I believe I should be able, with these rims, be able to use the standard lug nuts. I figured it's getting late and the weather's kind of crappy, so I'm probably going to call it a night, and we will start in another video doing the rear. So I'll probably finish up the front end off camera. If I do go into fixing that prop shaft, I might make its own video on that. So yeah. All right, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm just happy to be making progress on this thing.